turning so vociferously in these situations, you might be interested in taking a 2-on-1 grip. Let's move around, Walter, twisting, turning. When someone's really moving hard, this is a great grip for you to use, okay? 2-on-1 holds them well in place like so. Now, sometimes your opponent will straighten out his arm and you'll lose control of the wrist. If you ever lose control of the wrist, you cup the shoulder. Remember, guys, something has to be underneath his shoulder so his shoulder can't touch the mat. Come back. So if we have a 1-on-1, a very common defensive ploy from your opponents is to straighten the arm out aggressively. If you see that, don't just let go, because if you let go, Walter can get his elbow to the inside and escape. So the whole thing from here is always to keep something underneath that shoulder. So if we lose the 1-on-1, we cup the shoulder. Sometimes the opponent is moving so aggressively, we can switch off to what we call a flex grip. We grab a hold of our own neck and we flex our bicep. Now, Walter, let's see some aggressive motion, twisting, turning left and right. Good. And this will hold someone in place for long periods of time. So that's how we control the far arm and the near shoulder. Coming back up, fellas. Coming up to a seated position. Now, the next big thing we're going to look at is what I think is the most important part of the video, the so-called 3x6 theory. The idea is there are 3 defensive strategies that an opponent can use when you lock them into a back crucifix. Almost all of the major escapes from back crucifix involve at least the initial movement as one of these 3 strategies. Let's have a look at them right now. From a back crucifix situation, the first strategy is for your opponent to aggressively bridge up on top of you. That's something that many of your opponents are interested in doing. It puts weight over you, reduces your mobility, makes you a little uncomfortable. Some of your opponents are going to try this, okay? And there are some escapes from this position. Another form of strategy, another strategy rather, is for the opponent to slide down and away from you, okay? If your opponent can get his head down towards the floor, it's quite likely he can escape from this position. So many of your opponents are going to be trying to down and away escape. Coming back. And another very common form of escape is for an opponent to lock his hands defensively, and then from here come up to his knees and put body weight on top of you, like so. And this too is another common and effective strategy. Almost all of the major escapes from back crucifix involve one of those defensive strategies. There's many moves that come out of these, some better, some worse, but they're all going to involve one of those basic ideas. They're either going to bridge up on top of you, or they're going to slide down and away from you, or they're going to lock their hands together and turn up into you. Those are almost all of the effective escapes involve some kind of variation of those movements. Now, in response to these 3 strategies, you will find yourself turning through around 6 major positions associated with the back crucifix. The big theme of this video is that you must be able to seamlessly transition between these 6 positions in order to follow an opponent who's resisting with everything he's got. Now, 5 of these positions are advantageous, and 1 of them is not advantageous. Your goal is to stay away from that disadvantageous position and escape from it, is make it difficult to be put in that position in the first place, and to escape from it if you get caught in it. The other 5 positions are all pretty damn good, and you can just follow your opponent's movement throughout those, and as it will have a seamless flow of movement following the lines of his resistance. Guys, let's come back to the center of the mat. Back to the center of the mat. Okay, from the back crucifix, the first one is a supine position, okay, where Placido goes flat on his back with his knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Let's get our right hand in position, Placido. Good. And a foot planted on the floor. This, you could make a pretty good argument, is one of the best overall positions with a back crucifix, okay? You've got many desirable elements here. Your knees are pointing vertically up towards the ceiling. That gives you excellent control of your opponent's arm. If Walter tries to twist and turn his arm, Placido has excellent control of it. He's forming a true cross relative to his opponent. He's in that T position where he has a lot of control. If his opponent tries to twist violently away in this direction, that cross-face pressure makes it very, very difficult. So this is a very, very good position. One problem associated with it is it can be tough to get your right arm around the neck. It's easy to penetrate, let's see it, but it's hard to get your right arm all the way around the neck. So then we convert to our second position. This is the side supine position where we turn onto our side. That makes it easier to get our arm all the way around our opponent's neck and a complete loop around the neck, okay? So the advantage of this position, you lose a little bit of tension on the arm, but you gain potential for strangleholds, okay? So it's an excellent way for us to work in that respect. The next one we're going to look at is the idea of a grapevine. Now, if we don't have any connection to our opponent's lower body, look how easily Walter can bridge up on top. Good. Come back down now, Walter. Look how easily Walter can walk away to the right. Good. Look how easily Walter can walk away to the left. Okay, so Walter has a lot of mobility here. We can use a grapevine to take away that mobility. We're going to put our foot in the center, and we're going to grapevine our training partner's leg, and then we're going to take our second foot and put it underneath the other foot. Let's put our right shoelace underneath our left Achilles. Pass it up. Good. And our feet down to the floor. Good. Now, when Walter tries to bridge up on top, Placido, use your legs to push back against him. It puts a limit on how far he can come up on your chest. It limits the degree to which he can push his way up. If Walter tries to walk out in this direction, Placido, use your right foot to make it difficult for him. It slows and makes it difficult for your opponent to move in that direction. If Walter tries to walk out left, it's equally difficult. Now, Walter, you're going to play between bridging up on top, walking right and left. Placido, you're going to do your best to constrain his movement with your grapevine hooks. Let's give it a try. Good. Now, Placido, release your grapevine, and let's look how much easier it is now for his opponent to bridge up on top, move left and right. He has much more mobility now, okay? Now, Placido, put your grapevine back in, and let's play the positions. Good. This is an excellent way to limit your opponent's mobility when you feel you have an opponent who's really vociferously walking left and right and trying to generate motion. You can use that grapevine to really slow him down in these situations. Now, the next big element we're going to look at is a prone situation. Always understand, supine is when your chest is facing up to the ceiling, and prone is when your chest faces down to the floor. Walter, let's put our elbows down on the mat. Good. Now, lock in a crucifix, Placido. Good. Prone situations, typically we'll use our right hand as an action hand to post on the floor, so we get good stability. So if our opponent starts to rock violently left and right, we have an ability to post out on the floor and maintain our balance. Now, Placido can enact very strong strangleholds from this position. It's a good position to attack the neck. Good. It's also a great position for arm locks that we'll be looking at shortly. And this, too, is a very important position for us to work with. Okay? Now, we've seen 4 of our 6 positions. Now let's go into the 5th position. This too is a very useful one. Placido, let's go back onto a supine situation. Okay. Very often in situations like this, you'll get an opponent who successfully gets up to his knees on top of you. Stay down, Placido. Side supine. Turn onto your right hand side. Let's come back to position, Placido. Okay, Placido, it's very important when he comes up to back heel both our feet so our feet end up on the same side as our head.
Yes, sir.
So as he comes up, good, let him walk over your feet.
Swat them, Mr. Siegel.
Placido, don't come up on your elbow. Let's do this again, Placido. Okay, lock it up. Now, you're just going to stay there with your hands locked. You're just
And
going
my feet are pointing this way or that way?
No, you'll point your knees away from me and you'll curl your feet back to your buttocks. Don't let go of your hands. Now, as he comes up, you're going to come up to your right shoulder, Placido. So if he gets up to his knees, perfect. Good. Okay. Now, you see that Placido still has a crucifix on his opponent's arm, and he's on his side. So he's literally sitting on top of his opponent's arm. This is why we call this one the supine arm set. You're supine because you're still down on the shoulder. You're not sitting up. And you have the crucifix in place, and you are literally sitting with your body weight on your opponent's arm. Now, Placido, you're going to lock a tight triangle with your legs, and we're going to do an experiment. Walter, I want you to violently try to rip your right arm out of there. Because Placido is sitting on top of Walter's arm, it's extremely difficult for him to violently pull that arm out. Okay? Now, it looks like a poor position to finish people from. We'll see later. It's actually a pretty good position to finish people from. And you have another great option here. Placido, I want you to throw Walter across your body towards me. Beautiful. Walter, come back where you were. Do you see what's happening here, guys? Walter cannot base out with his right arm because it's pinned by the crucifix. Walter can't base out with his right leg because Placido's feet are in the path of it, and Placido could easily block Walter's leg with his shoelaces if Walter tried to base out with his right leg. Use your shoelaces on the thigh. Good. Now, Walter, make your base strong and resistant. Good. Placido, you're going to violently pull him over towards me. Do you see, guys, that no matter how strongly Walter tries to base out, the fact that his base of support, his arm, is still caught in a crucifix, and your foot position controls his ability to post out with his leg, means that it's very easy for Placido to convert what looks like a weak